Hi, this is a demo of Kuna for Y Combinator application. We're starting with the create account process. It's just a simple form where you can input your name, surname, and email address. We will use a temporary email service to get an email and get the account created. Then you put your password and create the account. You need to validate the email address that you just input, and once the email is validated through the link that you can find on the email, you are set to go. So you click on the link, validate the email address, and then you log in. After logging in, the first step is to create a company. You choose your company's logo, and then after choosing the logo, you choose the name, and that's it. It's very simple. Then you can invite members to the company, but we will see that later. After that, you can create your first farm. You look for a city or a place nearby to choose the farm's location. We're looking for a city in Argentina right now, and then choosing where we want our farm to be located. You can create as many farms and as many fields as you want. Once you create the farm, the following step is to create the fields that you will monitor on Kuna. You can upload a KML file with a field perimeter, like you are seeing here, and you can edit that perimeter. You can add or delete as many points as you want. We're using Mapbox to set this up, and you can also draw a field if you want. This will be field number 1, and we choose the rice variety, let's say Calrose, for this field. And then we're going to draw one so you can see both ways of creating a field. So we're drawing our field number 2, and we choose the name, field number 2, and the rice variety. Once the fields are created, we connect through the API with our satellite partner to obtain the satellite information that we process and create the layers. You can edit your account, upload a picture of yourself. We are using undesign elements to set this up very quickly. And so you choose your picture, you can edit your name, and you can also then set up your company. You can change whatever you want of your company, and also you can invite members so they can access the information that you have on your company. There are two roles for company members: those who can edit or administrate the company, and those who can only view company's information. So we just invited another member. Let's log out now and see another company with many fields and many farms. Let's log in with another user now that has been invited to multiple companies. First of all, on the left-hand side of the screen, you have the navigation menu. You can see the dashboard feature, the map feature, the settings, and then the user menu. Let's focus first on the map feature. On the map feature, you can see the different layers that we create for the farmers. On the bottom of the screen, you have the dates with the available imagery. If it's cloudy, then farmers cannot see the images. There's no image available because of the satellite. On the right-hand side, you have the selection of the farms and of the fields. You can select one field at a time and move as you move in Google Maps, or you can select all the fields on a farm to compare different layers. Let's first see the most used use case, which is the water stress. And let's start with a date where the water was really important in the crop. And so what we see here is the content of water on the plant through the shortwave infrared band of the satellite. So what we can see here, it's the different sections of the different fields where the farmer had an irrigation problem. With this, you can see with a couple of seconds where you have irrigation problems instead of having to walk through the fields for hours. The second use case is the moisture content on grains. This is important in order to prioritize when to harvest and which field to harvest first. So you can see that there are some fields that are ready to be harvested here and other ones that have been already harvested, the brown ones. If you see the real image, you can see right away which fields have been harvested. Another useful use case, and that farmers has used this season in Argentina with the real image, it's to understand how water is entering the fields. So let's move back in time to the beginning of the season. And you can see, for example, on the first days of November, how the water was getting into the fields. And for example, if you move 5 days later, you can see how the water has advanced in different fields. And this is very important because you need to very quickly, in a few days, flood the whole area, and so you can understand where you are missing some water. Then another satellite indicator that we have is chlorophyll. With chlorophyll, you can see many things. One of them, for example, is fertilization. And here you can see that the fertilization application was not well balanced. And you can see the lines, and specifically one very strong line where a lot of fertilizer, a lot of nitrogen was applied. If we move to the dashboards, first we find the farm dashboard, where you can have all the farms of the company. First, on the left-hand side of the dashboard, you find the varieties on the farm. You can see the area by variety, and you can see the total area of the farm. On the right of that, you have the weather forecast. We use the Visual Crossing API service in order to get the weather. Below the weather, you can find different cards. Each card is one field. You find on each card the name of the field, the variety planted, the area, a KPI that we will talk in a little bit, the days after emergence, and two satellite indicators that we will see in a little bit too. You can see the whole fields. Each card is a field. You can see all the fields on the farm, and you can order them by name or by the status of the satellite indicators in order to focus on the most critical ones. Let's see another company, a company that has fields that still have crops on it. So we will look for one and to see how the field dashboard works, which is different. So let's get into this field on a specific farm. And this is the field dashboard. On the field dashboard, you can see the name of the field, the area, and the settings. Then you see the variety planted and the day after emergence. And then our first satellite indicator, which is water stress. We understand the percentage of the area which is well irrigated, a shortcut to the map, and the date of the satellite information. Then we move to our target yield model, which is our second indicator. We have built different models to understand how the chlorophyll should look like for different rice varieties for different yields. And then we compare it with the real chlorophyll of the field in order to understand if they are going to get the target yield or not. Below, you can find shared information on the field. You can enter the crop that was previously planted on the field, the planting date of this season, and then other important information regarding the crop that will allow you to follow the different stages of the rice and will also allow us to get information in order to improve our models. You can understand the irrigation dates, the panicle initiation dates, the flowering, maturation, and harvest. Then you have two tables. The first one allows you to input all the fertilizers applied with the different products, brand, those, and the different grades, which is basically the amount of nitrogen, potassium, and micronutrients that you can find, and then the phytosanitaries that were applied to. You can add comments on the field in order to share it with the rest of the team, and who has administrative roles can edit this, and then you can see the moisture content of the grain so far. And at last, you can understand our yield estimation based on our own models for different varieties in different regions. And you can input the real yield that you obtain on the field in order for you to get the information all together. These are the main features that we have live already in Kuna. Hope you liked the platform.